Hello everybody and welcome back to Costume Quest. The game's title really takes on a new meaning because we are now literally on the quest to find our costumes. We managed to leave the second level, we're now in our next world, but unfortunately our costumes are missing and that poses a huge problem. So we've made it to the main town in this area. And once you've done that, you can talk to the fry vendor, who seems very, very out of place, by the way. Hey there, little ones. Would you like to buy some of my delicious fries? Your fries smell great, but we're too busy looking for Halloween costumes right now. Really? I do have a French fry costume I brought to promote my fry stand, but it's too small for me. Perfect. We'll take 3 costumes, please. Well, I only have one, but I'll lend it to you. If you bring me 3 new customers, I'll let you have it. Plus, I'll throw in tickets to the carnival. Put this fry costume on and use its delicious smelling lure ability to bring back customers to my stand. Help me be a winner for once in my petty fogging life. Alright, dude, you're getting a little deep on me, but I will take your fry costume, which looks awesome, by the way. And yes, we have an ability which literally kind of lets out fumes. Delicious, delicious fast food fry fumes. And it'll attract certain kids over to the stand. So this girl here has a kind of like a fried drumstick over her head. And I guess that maybe means that she's like hungry or something. But if you hold down the ability button here, you can lead her back to the stand. And once you get close enough, she'll stay here by the cart and she will buy some fries. So all 3 kids are in this eastern section of town here. So instead of being the Pied Piper, we're basically like the Fried Piper, I suppose. There's another girl here near Sadie, southern area there on the dock. Unfortunately, you can only lure 1 kid at a time, which really sucks. I tried to grab the last 2 kids and bring them over, but as soon as you get one and you try to grab the other one, the previous one will lose interest, so you kind of have to do this 3 times in a row. There's no way to skip it, but it doesn't take very long, so that's alright. At least they're all nearby and they're all close to each other. Is this where the fry stand is? Awesome. I'm a winner now. A winner! Take these tickets. Good luck finding your costumes. You kids are the best. Woohoo! Let's go get our costumes back from those monsters. Yes, let's. It's also really nice of him to give us some tickets as well. I would say that's probably like the most generous NPC that we've met in the game so far. I'm so used to the robot's special ability to go fast that this run speed seems torturously slow. But I guess it doesn't take us that long to get back to the crows here. We're going to lure them into the barn. And we're going to shut them in and take our damn costumes back. Fortunately, these guys are not the brightest. Like Dorsilla said, they cannot seem to tell children in costumes apart from like real food. So that helps. Alright. This completes me. We got our costumes and our tickets. Now that jerk at the admissions booth has no reason to keep us out. Amen, Ren. Alright, well, before we do that, I am going to take the opportunity to go back to town and do some trick-or-treating. There's also a chest I keep passing by. It's just between these 2 trees here. There's a path. And it has a whopping 100 pieces of candy. Alright. So before I do anything else, before I actually start trick-or-treating, I guess I'm going to go and see Sadie if she's got any interesting badges for me. I'd like to pick those up. Sadie, how'd you get out here in the country? My dad dropped me off. He's so excited. He thinks I'm camping with you guys. Ooh, nice. Did he give you any s'mores? No, but I do have some more battle stamps. Oh man, it took me a second to really fully grasp that pun. We have the disembodied six-fingered hand, which is an upgrade to our counter-attack badge. I'll probably buy that and put that one on immediately. And then we also have the rotten egg badge, which I think is another upgrade to a badge that I never used, which is basically to stun and damage an enemy for 1 turn. Doesn't seem so bad in theory, actually, but I'm quite happy with the stamps that I have now. They seem to really work for me and help me out quite a lot, so I can't really complain too much about that. On the dock here, there is a chest with some more candy. And I should mention too that there is a ramp here. So if you missed going over some of the ramps in the suburbs and you're still needing some ramps for that achievement, the game has been nice enough to just, you know, put one here for us to use. And we can't talk to or do anything with this kid really here right now, so there's no sense in worrying about that. And I think that's really all that there is in this town in terms of items of interest. There is also another chest here behind these hay bales with some more candy. So I guess we can just start trick-or-treating, basically. We can go from house to house now. If we pull up the menu, you can see that there are 16 houses in total to trick-or-treat at, and not all of the houses are going to be in this neighborhood. There are actually some stalls and tents and things like that for us to trick-or-treat at the carnival. But the majority of the trick-or-treating takes place here, so I think these costumes will be okay. We definitely want to see the Fry costume in action. Since it's a new one, it's always exciting to see new costumes and to see what they can do for us. Wow, 2 grown-ups in a row. That doesn't seem to happen very often. It usually tends to alternate, or I'll get really lucky and I'll get 2 enemies in a row. Yep, unfortunately no 3rd time's a charm here. We're gonna get into a battle with a new type of enemy. Now we're gonna be seeing some crows. So once again, just like from Grubbin to Trollbog, and going forward from Trollbog to Crow here, the enemy types are very similar. You have your offensive melee attackers, you've got your long-range attackers. We will also be running into magic users and healers as well. So obviously it's just getting a little bit tougher as we continue on in the game, but there's really nothing here that you have to worry too much about. It's nothing that we can't handle. And you can see here that the Fry costume is pretty interesting. It has its own unique attack bar. You actually have to mash the button repeatedly, which I guess is kind of similar to the Statue of Liberty in a way, because with the Statue of Liberty you have to move the control stick back and forth. But yeah, it's basically a Fry crab. A fast food crab. Kind of creative, actually. I like it. And I'm just hoping that we get to see its special ability, but it might take us a little while to do that because we are keeping up pretty well with these enemies. we're kind of on the same level as them, so these fights aren't too hard. But it was also 3 against 2. So if we're able to get into a fight with 3 of these guys, we'll probably have a better chance to see it. Here we go. And it's nice that they've actually mixed the Trollbogs in, just so we can kind of keep seeing those guys. A little bit of variety. Because once the Trollbogs came in, I don't think we ever saw another Grubbin, like, anywhere. And hopefully, now that I've put the stronger counter badge on Ren, that will really, really help us in battle, just do a lot more damage when they attack her. Once I show off the Fry, I will probably switch it out. Not one of my favorite costumes. Cool, yes, but useful, not really. I haven't found like a really great use for it yet. Useful in certain situations though. So the Salt Assault, kind of a bit of a weird bit of words to roll off the tongue. Stuns an enemy. So, like I said, can be useful in certain situations, but I don't tend to use the Fries, just because for the most part, these enemies don't give me so much of an issue that I need a stun for a turn just to kind of keep going. And it also takes 3 turns to power up your special abilities, and by the end of the second turn, getting into the third turn, I've usually taken care of most of the enemies. So I think we can stick with what Ren and Everett are wearing, but let's go ahead and let's bring the Spaceman back out. Why not? I haven't reused the Spaceman in forever. I cannot remember the last time that I used it. Probably haven't used it since we kind of needed it for that dark area in the mall, to be honest. So Lucy gets to be an astronaut for a little bit here. And I'll keep these first couple of Crow encounters in, just so we can see all the different types that are available. You can see now we're getting into the mages and the healers. So the mystic would be your magic user, who's going to use buffs and debuffs and things like that. The monk is going to be your white mage, your healer, and then we ran into the assassin in a couple of other battles. They're basic, just, you know, offensive attackers. So, as usual, the monks are a lot less powerful, as are the mystics, so we'll take those guys out first before they have the ability to burn us or buff their friend there. So I am taking a little bit of a risk here by not having a mage in my party to heal me up. But until I maybe die, like until one of the characters gets killed or I seem to have like a really big problem, I'll probably just keep these 3 in for now. It makes the battles go a little bit faster at this point in the game when I've got more offense on my side. And I'm not sure if we have any more Crow types that we haven't seen. Nope, these are all kind of the same ones that we've already been seeing, but I might as well just, like I said, keep these battles in just because they're new enemies, we haven't seen them, and it gives you guys a good idea of how I'm doing with the battles at this point, and that might be a good thing for you to gauge kind of where you're at. Like if you're struggling, you might ask yourself why, like maybe you're a lower level than me, or you're using different costumes, and that might give you an idea of how to kind of change your strategy if you need to. But for the most part, this game is very good about keeping you either one level above or one level below most basic enemies. Aside from bosses, you're not going to be in a situation where you're going to be so incredibly out-leveled that it makes the game really, really difficult or unplayable. But you can see here that they've barely had a chance to get any hits in on me. I'm doing very well. I'm having no problems with this whatsoever. And we've almost reached the end of the block. In fact, I think this is our last house. And that seems like a really good place to end things off, especially because it's a human, so we don't have to fight. That seemed to be about 50-50. It seemed like we got humans half the time and enemies half the time. So that wasn't so bad. That actually went by a lot quicker than I thought it would, considering that we trick-or-treated at quite a few houses. We trick-or-treated at 9 houses. That actually went by really, really fast. Alright, I am going to make my way down towards the carnival. And that's going to be our next stop when we pick this up and play it next time. There's a phone here. I'm going to use it to save my game, and I will pick up next time right here. We'll go into the carnival and see what that's all about. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I hope that I will see you then.